Hello everybody and welcome to Letterbox Book Club. I am Mackenzie.
And I'm Claire.
And today we are talking about the much anticipated second book from Ali Hazelwood, Love on the Brain.
Yeah. I think it was released last year.
Yeah.
Which is so weird to say last year, even though we're 2 months in
I know.
to 2023.
Well, like one month in. We just started the second
yeah,
one.
I mean, but still. All right.
Yeah.
But yeah, highly anticipated, of course. Another women in STEM book or STEM romance. Is that going to be the niche?
I think all of her books, because
Yeah.
she was in STEM or is in STEM.
Okay, yeah,
So
because I was gonna say, as part of this potty, like, does she have any sort of like degrees or whatever? Or she just knows a lot. Like,
No,
it's very
I think
impressive.
she's a STEM lady, STEM person.
And it's really fucking impressive. And I love that. I mean, which it makes sense with all the knowledge and stuff that she writes as part. But yeah, incredible. Alrighty, just for something different, I'm going to read the blurb.
Yeah. Also, sorry, before that starts, there might be some ASMR eating because I need to eat all the time, so.
Yes, because we know why. B, I'm not pronouncing her last name. Again, we've just discussed that, like, it's just a word that we perceive but will never pronounce. Lives by a simple code. What would Marie... Is it Curie? Curie do. I said curry in my mind. Curie do. If NASA offered her the lead on a neuroengineering project, a literal dream come true, Marie would accept without hesitation. Duh. But the mother of modern physics never had to co-lead with Levi Ward. My reading comprehension is shocking right now. Sure, Levi is attractive in a tall, dark, and piercing eyes kind of way, but Levi made his feelings towards B very clear in grad school. Archenemies work best employed in their own galaxies far, far away. Another Star Wars reference. We love to see it. But when her equipment starts to go missing and the staff ignore her, B could swear she sees Levi softening into an ally, backing her plays, seconding her ideas, devouring her with those eyes. The possibilities have all her neurons firing. But when it comes time to actually make a move and put her heart on the line, there's only one question that matters. What will B, last name, do? Sorry.
Right, do you want to kick us off with thoughts, feelings, emotions?
It was tragic. Thoughts, feelings, emotions. Because our intent was to record this last week, right? So I've been stewing in the book for a week. This is not a bad thing. If we recorded it last week, I would have been too judgmental.
I'm still judgmental.
But that's okay. But no, I just realised that, like, the book is kind of more fun if I don't take it too seriously.
But isn't reading meant to be serious?
No. Serious and critical reviews only. No. So yeah, I've had a bit of like a backflip on certain things because I might just lean in a little bit because like there's still quite a bit going on in this book. You know, you got her marathon, this non-existent existent cat, and all these other like hobbies and stuff. And I was going to be like, there's too much going on in this small book. But I then realised, upon my clarity of this past week, is that not what makes these characters like three-dimensional? Like, they have hobbies and interests and other things outside of their work scope. You want to argue. But that's fine. But I realised, like, yeah, because I would have said, yeah, too much is going on, but yeah, it's what makes these characters have these sort of personalities, and it's just great. It's still a fun book, despite guessing a lot of the plot twists and who runs what media accounts. I feel like if you guess that, you should be eligible for a refund, personally, but it's all good. Ultimately, like, it's a fun book. I don't care. Despite all the qualms I'll probably have later on, like, I still enjoyed it at the end of the day. Okay. What about you, Kenzie?
I didn't like this book.
Let it rip.
And because I loved the love hypothesis,
right.
because it was just it's fun and it's funny and it just makes no sense, but all the sense as well at the same time. And I recommended it to so many people, and then I came into this and I was like, hell yeah. But now I found out that she's written other ones, so I'm gonna have to read them all.
Yeah, because I think we saw a book.
I saw two others.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're all STEM, but anyway, in the bookshop.
I mean, it is like, this has become a STEM romance, is like the niche category now.
Which is fun. But anyway, and so I was going to this, I was like, heck yeah, Love on the Brain. It isn't based on fan fiction that we know of. So excited. And I just didn't like it. There were so many things.
Yeah, fair enough.
That were a bit too quirky.
Yeah.
And a bit 2014. And I was like, if this had come out in 2014, I would have gobbled it up. But now that I'm a mature adult, my brain is fully developed.
The frontal lobe. It always comes back to the frontal lobe.
I just can't get past this, adult with a fully functioning frontal lobe. acts like this.
I mean, yeah, because like Levi, he's in therapy and he can't communicate to his family.
I'm talking about B.
I know, but like B as well. Yeah. But just quickly off topic there, I saw a comment that was like, Levi's like a 32-year-old man and he can't talk to a woman, like a coworker and all that type of stuff.
I mean,
like,
I get it because like science bros. Like that makes
like,
sense. I know.
Do we not take this opportunity to break that mold?
Yeah, but I think it's trying to be realistic and stuff. But
is it? I mean, yeah, fair.
And then because I keep I
know we're all stumbling today.
Me talking
we're
about
all
my
hyped
frontal
up.
lobe fully developed. I can't talk.
Something just clicks, bro.
I just keep comparing him to, which I shouldn't because they're very different characters. I mean, they look the same, but anyway, I keep comparing him to Adam Carlson.
Yeah, that's fair.
And like Adam, like when what's her face? I can't even remember her name.
I've been trying to think about her name for a week. Ray. No, it's not Daisy.
No. It's anyway. It's something. Anyway, when she's all like, "Oh, I have to sit on your lap. Oh, it's so embarrassing," and he's just like, "It's fine. Like I understand." And he just he knows how to communicate, and it's like he's a science bro. Like and it's like let's not make these bumbling. I get it's like the himbo kind of thing. Yeah, but
I get that. But like, you're very intelligent people and yet you're little bumbling messes of people. But I suppose
I think just also because I find like I'm more attracted to confident men. So
yeah, that's fair.
Not like assholes because there's a fine line.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but
yeah, that's fair. And I think there's just like a theme without life. Like you can be the most intelligent person on the planet, but you can still be a dumbass in some aspects of life. And I think this is the balance between, being really intelligent and being excellent and excelling at whatever work you do in the science field, but then you're just like, I don't know how to talk to people or like how to react in terms of like relationships or that type of thing.
I've spoken to people before. I know I've spoken to people who, like, especially in medical fields and like medical sciences and stuff, and just the science field in general, who go to high school and they're so focused on, maths and science. And then they go to uni for like 10 years because they're specializing in like their field or whatever. And then they come out of uni and they're like, I don't know how to be a person.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because I've spent all 15 years.
You've sacrificed all that social kind of development.
Yeah, I've sacrificed all my social life. I've spent 15 years just like in this one mode and now I don't know how to function.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Very enlightening in this case.
Yeah. I don't know if are we going to talk about the plot or should we talk about how this is a complete like just to copy paste?
I mean, you're looking pretty passionate about the copy paste. I mean, the plot we can always bumble about later.
Okay,
so, like,
cool. Well, I'm just going to spoil
qualms. We
everything.
can do qualms.
Okay, qualms.
Is this part of your qualms?
This is a qualm.
Okay, let's go. Qualms.
Okay, qualm. It's a copy and paste of Love Hypothesis. It's like, a mysterious man who we know, like the audience knows, is very clear, but the main character doesn't know, and they're communicating. I guess in Love Hypothesis, it was like they had that thing in the bathroom at the start.
Oh, yeah.
But now it's like this schmackademics, which is hilarious. I love that.
Yeah. Oh, so you're talking about the social media? Or is it just like...
I'm talking about the whole fucking book.
Okay. Yeah.
So there's like this mysterious guy that like the main character is relating to in some way or whatever. And then they get this really big opportunity to go and do something. And then this nice guy is introduced and you're like, oh cool, like a nice guy, like where's this gonna go, like oh a friend, and then they just turn out to be fucking crazy.
Yep
It's like, oh cool, I read this book already.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, it's a bit predictable in that sense as well. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, because I guessed guy straight away.
Yeah, I guessed schmackademics as well right away.
Yeah,
I was like, obviously this is Levi.
Yeah.
And then I guessed guy straight away, like when things like from the get-go when things were starting to like go wrong.
Yeah, I think when he also started to like be confused about whether or not B was married because she wears her grandmother's wedding ring on her
which also
ring
like
finger.
What a weird move
to wear the wedding ring or the guy
to wear
being
the
upset.
wedding ring on your wedding ring finger and to not communicate that to people, like
because I think even the personal assistant, B's personal assistant, Riccio. Riccio?
Yeah, I think it's Riccio.
I don't know how to pronounce it, I'm sorry. She's like, I think she went off at B at one point and was like, well, why do you wear the wedding ring on the wedding finger and all that
people
type
are
of
going to
stuff?
think of you,
yeah. Which is fair enough.
Yeah,
and then I think when he started to get a bit dicey about that, because like he was coming off as kind of like a wanting to date her type of vibe as well.
But I also thought that he was married because he had a kid.
Yeah.
And I was just
it was later learned that he was like divorced.
Yeah, it was later learned. Yeah, but I was just like...
Which attributed to his craziness.
Yeah. Anyway, so talk about some of your qualms.
My qualm.
One qualm.
More qualms may pop up as I talk, but my main one is I love when they declare they're an arch nemesis, but like they had one grad working year together and they overlapped like a handful of times, and he rejected her once. We learn it's because he finds her really attractive and he can't talk to women type of vibe.
And he didn't even reject her. He just like
didn't want to work with her.
Was like deer in the headlights.
Yeah.
Because her friend was like, oh, tell her she looks pretty or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he didn't want to work with her because her fiance was like, back the fuck off.
Yeah. So like, yeah, after all that, and then she's like, oh, my arch nemesis, and it's like, no, you overlapped like one
it's like,
year.
okay, he made you feel bad one time.
Yeah, hold on to that for the rest of your life.
Yeah, that you also never communicated with him, like.
Yeah, so I just hate that sort of declaration, because we don't know like what I suppose it's the bias in as B being the narrator. It's like we don't know what he had done to really deserve this arch nemesis enemy title, but like I think it was a little bit far-fetched.
Yeah. Yeah.
And her constantly referencing back to the arch nemesis. And it's like, well, he denied working on a project once, and you've never had to work with each other ever again.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it's like in the STEM world being not a part of it in any sort of way. I wonder if there are some like, because they obviously had different career paths and specializations. He's an engineer, she's in neuroscience. So like, I wonder if there is that bit of like career competitiveness in terms of being,
I don't know if it's competitiveness.
Or superior.
I think maybe, but I feel if anyone's superior, she feels superior.
Yeah, for sure.
I think they're more like complementary careers.
Yeah, I would argue that, because last night I was just thinking, like, how would you describe them? It's like as if it's like an architect and a builder kind of working together. Yeah. But yeah, it always just seems to come across as...
Yeah, because NASA, which is Levi, has the contract, and then she's sort of like subbed contract.
Yeah, in order to like fix everything and kind of like make sure everything is working order.
Yeah.
But yeah, I suppose, you put it quite well. Yeah, it's very complimentary. But yeah, I just thought like all these different areas, they'd be a little bit competitive, especially in terms of this Blink project and helmet, and like it's like going to be this new revolutionary kind of idea. Like you'd think someone would want more sort of credit than the other, so a bit of competitiveness in that sense. But yeah, interesting.
Well, I guess that was Guy's downfall, because he wanted that credit.
Yeah. I don't know if it's me skimming. It could have been me skimming. But before Guy's revelation about him being, I forget the guy's name, Levi's friends who
Sullivan,
died.
whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
His name was something Sullivan.
Yeah. Did we know that before that guy were friends?
Oh,
again, it may have just been me skimming and me missing information.
We didn't find out until he's expositioning.
Yeah, because I was going to say, like, at no point, that is very...
Look how much flavour is on that. Oh my God, they're all like that. Sorry, we've got a shape. I'll take a photo. We'll
shape is like just a biscuit with like flavouring on it.
Yeah, it's got a lot of flavouring.
And Kenzie is very impressed by the amount of flavour, because sometimes you get hardly any flavour.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
Or it all shuffles down to the bottom.
But then you like lick your finger and you dip it in there.
Yeah. Delicious. Exquisite Australian cuisine.
Remember when they changed the recipe or something?
Oh yeah, they fucked up real bad.
Everyone's like, what the fuck? And so now it's like
back to normal.
Original. Original recipe.
But they do sell, I think, some of the alternate maybe. Bit of like knockoff brands as well. Fun. Yeah.
And did you know?
Arnott sponsor us.
That the white shape
is the shape.
Is the shape of the shape.
Yes. Yeah, look. Look at that.
Found that out on TikTok.
We love that. Very crunchy too.
Anyway, sorry, I digress.
But yeah, back to Guy real quick. Yeah, I just thought like, because otherwise I would have been like, like why would he be involved and resort to all that craziness? But then if I hadn't have already known about it.
Yeah. I also just hate the name Guy.
Yeah.
Like the only other guy I know is Guy Sebastian.
Yeah.
But apart from that, like, what a weird name.
Yeah, I know.
It's like naming your girl Gal.
Gal.
Yeah, this is Gal. I guess like Gal
Sheila. And Gal Gadot, yeah, for sure. It's the only other Gal. Maybe it depends on the culture. And
maybe.
Like,
well, I think because I say Gal Gadot as one word, I don't just say, oh yeah, Gal.
Yeah, no, it's
you know, Gal.
Old mate Gal.
Yeah.
I suppose in terms of Gal Gadot and her like celebrity status, like you just can't help but say like Gal Gadot.
Yeah.
It's like Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
You can't just say
Zac
Taylor.
Efron.
Yeah, you just can't say the name.
What would happen if you just
called Taylor up? Like Kris Jenner, you don't just call her Chris.
And Kim Kardashian. All the Kardashians.
Yep. Anyway, we digress.
Sorry.
Yeah, I have no other qualms other than the arch nemesis thing, and I think we're done with the guy tangent for the moment until we circle back to him. But yeah, plot stuff.
I have another qualm.
Oh, another qualm.
Sorry.
Ooh, I love the bouncing back and forth.
B's like 28 or something, yeah? Like, if he's 32. Yeah.
Because she says, like, I think she's 4 years older than the PA.
Yeah.
Rock. I'm gonna nickname her Rocky. Is that
Rocky.
okay?
Yeah, that's fine. Anyway, and just her narration is that of a teenager.
Yes.
And it was like I was reading a journal.
Right.
And not a book. It's like, I'm in my galaxy leggings. I know a lot of people have the issues with, like, the galaxy leggings.
In this book.
Yeah.
Why?
Because galaxy leggings are so out. Do you remember galaxy leggings?
No, I'm going to quickly Google
Look up
it.
galaxy leggings. You'll recognize. They were, like, very big in 2014.
Listen, I never understand when someone's like, this fashion was in this era, because, like, I didn't pay attention. I don't care.
Yeah, me either. My mum.
My low socioeconomic status. Oh, okay.
My
So
mum
they are
doesn't
what I
buy
thought
me
they were.
stuff.
They're just really colourful
Yeah.
galaxy.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so
They're cute, though. They're fun.
yeah, but, like, you're a 28-year-old woman. Have some self-respect.
That's really harsh. She has her own style. Leave her
But I
alone.
think, again, it is, like, encompassing, that's probably not the right word, of that she's been stuck in this science world that she has, like,
Probably
no
since
outside,
she was high school.
Yeah, no outside
As you
influences.
just explained before.
Yeah. And yeah, so I feel like I was reading, like, a really shitty child journal.
Right, okay.
And it's just like, oh, woe is me. Like, Levi's my arch nemesis and I have to work with him. Boo-hoo. It's like, you get to go work at NASA. Like,
Yeah.
I
Like,
don't know.
the bigger picture,
Yeah.
this is great accelerating her career after this whole sabotaging bullshit.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah, she's hanging on to the fact that she has to work with Levi.
If someone, like, for me, I don't have huge career goals, but, like, say if I did, and someone was like, you get to go and work
Gordon Ramsay.
with Gordon Ramsay, like, whatever, but you have to go and work with Marley. That's what I was going to say. I'd be like, that sucks, but it's fully sick. Like,
But, like, you're not gonna,
I'm not gonna call my
you're not gonna
sister.
you're not gonna undermine your opportunity to work with Gordon
I'm
Ramsay.
not gonna call
just
you
for the sake
at
of a
3 a.m.
dickhead.
or whatever and be like, I have to work with. Anyway,
But yeah, like, you wouldn't risk that experience just because you don't like somebody, and especially if he's, like, not someone that's like hurt her in any way or,
and I
like,
wouldn't be
caused
like,
her
he's
ill
my
will.
arch nemesis. I can't
Yeah.
believe this. Like,
And he's never sabotaged anything of her
Yeah.
before because their fields don't really overlap as
Yeah.
much until this moment. So, B, as a character, she emulates herself off of her idol, Marie Curie, who is also, like, a neuroscientist. And she was one of, like, the first women to win, like, a Nobel Peace Prize or whatever. This could be very accurate. I don't know. I feel like it would be
I think it is
accurate. Which is great because it is, like, kind of inspiring, you know, the younger ladies reading this book and everything and, like, learning about the history of women in STEM because only really now is it all starting to prop up.
Yeah.
So yeah, which is great. So Marie Curie is always being referenced, and B has a Twitter account dedicated to her called What Would Marie Curie Do?
Yeah.
And it's just like a platform where she uses to inspire, give advice to young women in STEM and build a community around those people who are embarking on this journey together. So
It's quite a viral account as well. Which
yeah,
is
very
great.
viral.
I have a qualm.
And then quickly,
Yeah,
and then Schmackademics is like another alternate high viral-ish.
Yeah, who like
account.
backs her up on stuff as
It's
well.
like the male ally that
Yeah.
everyone needs.
Yeah, and that is Levi. It's like a big mystery who it is, but it's quite obvious.
I figured it out in chapter 2. I need a refund.
and they chat to each other, whatever, and like Levi's very clearly talking about B, and then it's a whole thing. Okay, I have a qualm.
Okay.
So it comes out later, like it's revealed that like, oh, this account is run by a B or whatever. I want to know how she's kept anonymous for so long. And I know there are a lot of anonymous accounts out there, but I have a story.
Okay.
In high school, you'll like this because it was fucking crazy when Tumblr was very big.
Yes.
And we all had Tumblrs and it was all great and people had secret Tumblrs.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
The first Finsters almost.
the first instance, yeah. So and you could anonymously post on people's Tumblr's wall. Anyway, so someone was posting on my friend's wall, just like complimenting her, like being like, oh my god, like you're so pretty, like it was quite nice, and then being like, oh, I wish like I had the confidence to like ask you out and all this stuff, and then we're like, who the fuck is this? And so they'd be like, do I know you? And they're like, oh yeah, like we have the same friends, but we don't go to the same school, which is like chill because we went to an all girls school. Anyway, so then my other friends tracked the IP address.
I feel like that's not that hard these days. But
well,
back then,
in like 2013, 2014, like teenage girls
Jesus Christ.
tracked the IP, and figured out who it was. And then like it got quite nasty from there because we're like, what the fuck are you doing?
From the person that they found or from them?
From the girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're like, that's really weird that like you were doing that, like blah,
right.
blah, blah, like just have like. Just,
but like they liked the compliments in the moment.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, but they're also like, who the fuck is this?
Oh yeah.
But yeah, and I'm just like, wow, like, and it's like, yeah, who's stopping anyone from tracking what would Marie Curie do's IP unless you're using a VPN?
Yeah. Look, yeah, I always wondered that, like, cause she's in a world where people work in like high extensive IT and they use really intricate programs for all this data entering and all that shit. Like, how could no one just? I suppose you'd have to suspect someone in order to do
like,
it.
If your friends are writing in, and it kind of started at the same time you started studying or whatever, and your friends know how obsessed with Marie Curie you are.
Yeah,
and then suddenly there's this Twitter account.
Honestly, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Again, these people, intelligent but dumb. We love to see it. Mm-hmm. And because it is such a viral, like, Twitter account, even, I'm surprised that there wasn't, like, a hate sort of stalking situation from, like, one of the people who, like, would fight against. Because, you know, you get those
the
trolls.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised that it wasn't, like, one of those situations. Because I thought that was going to happen.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, I guess B never really talks about, like, a social media presence at all to anyone, really, and she just quietly, like, sneakily does it as well. And then there was another subplot within that about, like, standardized testing. I forget what it was called. There was, like, a movement happening.
Yeah, it was like one standardized testing thing.
Yeah.
That, I don't know, qualifies you for something.
Yeah, I forget. I didn't write it down.
Yeah, that's fine. And how... Yeah, I just don't believe in standardized testing anyway to begin with, so, like, I'm on board with that. And, yeah, they wanted to take it down because they're like, it's not a reflection of...
Yeah. And then as part of Guy's, like, scheme, like, he got that, he, like, hacked her or whatever, and then, like, fucked her shit up and made her seem like she was against the movement, even though she was, like, seemingly the one piloting it as well, inadvertently.
Well, yeah, he, like, wanted to do, like, faked things to like, make it look like she would accept money.
But then, get all these smart people, and it's like, could you not realise it's fake? Could you not
like,
find out that it's fake?
Like, they're not going to do that. Like, it's against all their morals and stuff.
Yeah. But nah, it was funny. But yeah, so basically, B emulates her life and career off of Marie Curie, which is fun. Yeah. Always referenced. Yeah. In more of like a teenage girl diary type of way, almost.
I want to know, in America, I don't think they do like end of year exams like we do.
Like have like a 2-week thing where it's
like to get into college.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they do like the SATs and shit, whatever.
Yeah, SATs I think is what contributes.
But isn't that just like the GAT for us?
I don't know, dude.
Yeah. Someone from America, let us know what happens at the end of senior year.
I think they take tests throughout the year for different, I think, subjects. I'm going to assume.
Well, I would assume they would have, they
I wouldn't think because
they have finals.
They're finals, Everything.
What is a final?
It's an exam.
Is it though?
Mackenzie. You know it is.
No, but like, is it just like a really big essay?
They do love their essays.
They do love their essays.
In the American media.
Yeah. I know in college they do
like exams. Proper exams. I don't know, I think I don't think a final is necessarily an essay, but it is like an exam of sorts that we're, used to. But then
people graduate early. It's like, how do you do that if you don't sit your finals?
They just do units and stuff as well as what they're already doing, probably.
Yeah, but like, we can't do that.
I mean, there are people in year 11 who do year 12 units.
Yeah, but there's people in America who graduate like a year early.
Yeah, I don't know.
And go to college a year early.
They're just super smart, bro. I don't know.
They're not though. But
everything attributes to that one score, kind of like our ATAR.
People I know who've done like exchange in America when they go to college have said that like first year is like year 10 level stuff. I'm pretty sure most courses in America, you just do like a standard 4-year college and then you like specialize, which is very different to what we do.
I mean, I feel like I'm so out of the loop now in this university college space, so like I don't even know if what I'm assuming is correct, but like I know like the first 4 years seems like a very much general education before you take on specific classes.
Oh yeah.
Quickly back to the whole finals thing and how they get their score or whatever. Like they probably have their finals and they have their SAT, and then that's SAT, SAT, GAT. Yeah. Thank you. It all just attributes to their like GPA, and then that's what qualifies them for college. And then they're just going to write an essay. Yeah. Apparently, they have to pay for a fee to apply
to college.
Yeah, they have a fee that they pay to apply, and then they can get rejected.
Unis here, like the schools within unis, so like the school of doctors or whatever, and you have to pay to apply.
Sure, but like.
Or you have to pay, like, in, like, drama schools, you have to pay to audition.
I mean, yeah. I feel like that's fair because...
Why is that fair?
I just said that too quickly. I don't know. Leave me alone. Deer in headlights. I don't know.
It's like, don't you already pay enough, like, in fees anyway?
Yeah, that's fair.
Hex step, baby.
Hex step, baby.
Didn't even get my degree.
But, like, in America, like, because, you know, Americans are encouraged to apply to various sorts of colleges. Yeah. And so, like, imagine paying all those fees, writing all those essays, and it's like, no.
Yeah.
All that money.
Yeah. And also, on Gossip Girl, there's, like, this whole plot line about how they paid people to sit the SAT for them.
I believe that.
Yeah, and it's like, I'd do that. Like,
there was, what was the celebrity lady with
the
rowing, like, the celebrity, there's a chick who, I think, paid her...
Yeah, her parents paid to get... There was a huge
like a scholarship,
thing, like heaps. Not even a scholarship, there was heaps. And the parents just paid the colleges to let their kids in. Like, they just took bribes.
Yeah, and there was this...
Crazy.
There was a big American...
That's got to happen here.
Yeah, surely. Yeah, there was... I forget who they are, but this mother and stuff paid for this chick, her daughter, to be in this particular Ivy League school, I think. Mm-hmm. And, like, she had to pretend she was, like, on, like, the rowing team and all that type of stuff. I forget. I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
Oh, my God.
It was big. It was huge. And I think she got convicted, too.
Fuck.
But, like, they just take bribes.
Yeah. They also have community college, which I imagine is, like, TAFE.
I think community college is just, obviously, an extension.
It's either free or cheap.
It's probably just cheap.
Yeah.
It's probably... you still get college experiences, college-level education, but, like, it's just on the...
Yeah. And it's like,
on the other end.
Uni isn't that hard to get into.
I mean, it depends on what you want to do, though.
Yeah, but I mean, if you just want to go in, like, a BA, you just have to get, like, a 50.
You sound so snobby. Jeez.
50 is average.
I know, 50. What was your ATAR?
I'm not saying.
I got the best out of my whole family.
I beat my brothers.
Yeah. I remember the phone call, because it was like...
Did you get a phone call? I got a text.
No, I got a text, but like, no, my grandma called. It was like 7:30 in the morning or whatever, because like, you wake up and you get the text or whatever. Okay. Like, my grandma was asking
me. It was our year though, but like, people hacked it. Was it our year?
I don't think so.
Oh, maybe it was like a few years ago anyway, and people hacked it and they got their ATARs early. Ooh. Like weeks early.
Oh, wow, Jesus. Yeah, I don't know, but like, yeah, my grandma called because my cousin was living with her at the time, so she must have got hers, and then I got mine. Oh no, she was telling me, oh, Amy got this, and I'm like, okay, and then she's like, all right, what did you get? And I got this, and it was
you
like...
beat Amy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that this is a competition, but like, both of our families went through a lot that year, and like, I feel like I didn't actually apply for the C's thing.
I did.
Like, I did for one thing, but I could have added so much more, more hardships to it.
Yeah, I did it heaps.
So I should have had more, but anyway. And yeah, and it's like, realizing what the rest of my family got, I was like, ooh.
Yeah. Actually, I'm a big fat liar because I got early acceptance into uni as well.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, early acceptance is so cool.
Yeah.
Is it because of the hardships or?
No, because I was smart.
Oh yeah, very good. Thanks. Ooh, I'm very curious.
Yeah. Anyway, but like, not that it matters because I dropped out.
Yeah. The moral of the story?
Moral of the story is I dropped out and I did an apprenticeship, which is fine. And like, now I'm very against, and like, I always have been very against like standardized testing and exams and stuff, because it's not a reflection of how intelligent you are, it's a reflection of how good your memory comprehension is. Yeah. Which is shit, because under pressure, like, kids aren't going to remember shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I think there needs to be better systems in place, or we need to adopt like the American college system, where like everyone can go and you do like a standard 4 years, and you get a college degree for whatever, like everyone gets a BA or whatever, and then from there you can do your masters, or like you can do 2 years specializing,
postgraduate years,
yeah, I agree with that,
because like, also throughout the year for year 12 and stuff, like you'd have SACs, which is other sort of like tests and exams throughout the year on certain time. Like you'd have a SAC unit, that's it. See how far gone. But also in saying that, there was a system where it would be like marked up or down depending on how quote unquote hard and difficult the subject was. So like a lot of people who weren't in the sciencey sort of subjects, biology
and things were marked
chemistry,
down.
Some of them were marked down, but some of them get marked up. Yeah. And it all depends on everyone else's like score.
Like languages are marked up by like 10.
My sister did that, and I don't think she did very well, to be honest. Shout out to Emily. Yeah. But no, the thing is, like, the way our standardized kind of testing system works is like your performance. It's not based on your individual performance. It can it's marked up or down depending on the performance of everyone else in that class as well, which is shit.
Yeah. So you're just an average.
So then it's obviously not a reflection of your
which is awful
knowledge.
Because you're there like busting your ass, and I know that like because I did theatre.
I know some people do the bludge classes, or quote unquote bludge classes.
Yeah, so like I'm there with my friends and we're doing theatre.
And you're working your ass off.
And we're working our ass off, and it was like the year they changed like the way the parameters of the units were studied or whatever. Yeah.
And then old mate Jerry just
and then you have like the old mates from like who picked it up as a year 12 because they're like, I needed to fill a class and this seemed easy.
And they bring everyone else down.
Yeah, they bring everyone down. But and I also think because you can do S only, so you can just you can just do the GAT and you can just do your SACs and you don't sit exams and then you still get a pass, like you just pass high school. You just don't get an enter score, but you just take a gap year and then you apply as a mature age student.
And or like you do your associate's degree and then find a way in. It's crazy.
Or you just go to TAFE for a couple of years. Do a cert, do a diploma. Boom.
Bob's your uncle. Boom, done.
I know people who bombed in year 12, like they get the letter, sorry you don't get an ATAR because you bombed. And now they're nurses.
Fun.
Because they just went the back road.
Which is fine. Which is because there are like, it's funny, they simultaneously put pressure. I'm sure this is the same for like Americans, like this is the be all end all of your career, like you have to go to university, you have to go to college, whatever, but there are other ways to get there.
I'm like,
but they always then highlight, there are other ways to get there. It's like, we know, relax.
I like this tangent.
Okay, it's fine.
Sorry, and like how fucked is it that we tell kids to stay at like 15? Because that's when like you start picking your subjects, like figure 10, 11,
you get your hobbies in life and you figure, that's what you want to do.
And that's when you start, like it's not like, okay, you have to do these. It's where you get to pick what you want to do. And it's like, okay, from 15, you need to decide what you want to do in life because these next 3 years are going to determine what uni course you get into and that's going to determine what you do. So that's
so much pressure.
22, you're like, all right, this is your career.
That's it. You can't change your mind. Standardized testing sucks.
Boycott.
Let's start a new movement. No. Nah. Again, I'm so far removed from all that now. Like it doesn't affect me at all. But like,
I'm a person with a child though, and going to
in the future. Oh yes. Ooh.
Exactly. So like, I'm scared for my child.
I mean, hopefully
they can do whatever they want to do. But
hopefully better systems are made. I don't know.
And because I just remember crying at every parent-teacher interview because I was so shit at like maths and science. And I just like wasn't ever doing good enough. And so I'm like, I don't want my kid to fear like parent-teacher interviews or whatever. We're just not going to do them.
Yeah, fair enough. You're just not going to rock up. I feel that. Love the tangent though. It's fun. Bit of a bitch as well in the process. I'm very curious about your ATAR now though. And this is where we are. Look at us now.
That's what my mum thinks. My mum thinks that I'm such a literary student. I read books all the time, but she doesn't know I'm just reading porn.
Fairy porn. Vampire porn. All the porn. Alrighty, so B gets this offer of a lifetime. Working with NASA. They're developing like a special helmet for astronauts and just like astronaut suits, I guess.
I don't understand the point.
It was just I don't,
because you can like turn off like functions of their brain. I guess like maybe you can put them into like catatonic state to like get into space.
Maybe.
I guess it's like kind of like passengers.
I've heard of it. Not good things. But
I mean, like it's fun. It's good. It's a good. Like it's a good. I want to watch Mush for an hour.
Okay.
And a half.
All right. Cool.
Yeah, you should watch it. It's got J Law in it.
Yeah, I know it's got J Law in it. It's got
Crispy Rat.
Crispy Rat. Jesus. Did you come up with that with yourself? Did you? Jesus.
No, I got that from the internet.
Okay, I'm glad you understood what I was trying to say. So yeah, I don't really understand the intricate details of them, like the neuroscience aspect of being able to control what areas of the brain they can like manipulate or stimulate. I don't know what that has to do with astronauts.
I like the idea of brain mapping. That's fun.
Probably, yeah. So yeah, her and Levi are co-leading this operation. We love the engineer and the neuroscience, the architect and the builder. And then immediately shit's not right because B is not getting communications from Levi, and her equipment that she requested is nowhere to be seen.
She's sending him emails, she's not getting replies, her equipment isn't there, she finds out that the order has been cancelled by Levi.
Allegedly.
No, he did.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, sorry.
He did, because he wanted the best of the best, and they didn't order the best of the best.
Yeah.
They ordered the worst of the best.
Yeah. Worst of the best. Okay. Yep.
It's like, I'm getting an electric car, and you're like, fuck yeah, Tesla. It's like, actually, I'm getting a Toyota Corolla
Hybrid. I'm getting a Prius.
I'm getting a Nissan Leaf.
Is that a new one?
It's not a new one, but it's like the square cars. Have you seen that?
Like the really small square ones?
Yeah, I'll show you. Also, I've started saying Nissan because that's
Darn
what Americans
Nissan!
say.
Nissan!
I know, but I listen to
Do you say Adidas?
I say Adidas, yeah.
Adidas.
Anyway.
Do you say aluminum? Aluminium?
No. Oh, they're not the square ones. Anyway, they still look shit.
Yeah, they look like
It
a Prius.
like beat them up. Like,
beat them up, take their change, take their lunch money.
No, because I listen to so many American podcasts, and they're all sponsored by Nissan, like electric or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And so
love that though. And so yeah, B is getting very frustrated because it's immediate, almost like career sabotage. Because she's twiddling her thumbs for 2 weeks. Her boss, old mate Trevor, who's an asshole, but like cares about her career, is all like, well, you're not there being sent there to just like fuck around and just play around in NASA. Like, you got to do some work. Which gives very, like, sexist undertones vibes, because thinking that she's there doing nothing, even though she does have work, and there are things that are out of her control that's contributing to this.
Like, I don't have my equipment. Like, how am I going to work without my equipment?
Yeah, and then there's pressure on her to give daily, weekly updates about what's happening, and again, she has no equipment, she can't do anything. Again, but no one would say that about Levi, if the roles were reversed type of way.
I want to talk about, though, like, she never effectively communicates with him before, like, she just is angry, like, well, if you'd reply to my emails, and he's like, I don't know what you're talking about, I have been replying to your emails or whatever. And then but then also it's on him, because like he's obviously replying and then she's not following up on that email, so like and then it just comes to this blowout. She's like, you cancelled.
Oh yeah, that's right. Surely he would have realised she's not responding back, and something was sus. She just probably thought he was ignoring him.
And it's like, you cancelled my order, blah 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 blah, and then he's like, no, like, I wanted you to get better equipment, like, blah, blah, and it's like, they're just both not communicating with each other. It's like, why is this...
at these big ages in life.
And I think, because she takes on this, like, you're my arch nemesis, or, like, you're doing it to sabotage me, blah, 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 and it's like, you're a fully grown adult. Like, communicate effectively, please.
Yeah. And he's in therapy, ironically, for communication.
Yeah.
More so standing up to his parents, but whatever. And yeah, so eventually asses get whipped into gear and she gets her equipment, she's able to work. Fun. First thing she does is she shit talks Levi's helmet that he made because of apparently certain elements were in the wrong spot and different to how she wants. And then
she didn't mean it.
No, she didn't mean it. It was constructive criticism.
She was pointing out a flaw in the design.
Exactly, and she has every right to do that.
And also, again, like another thing, because Guy has a kid, it's about communication. And then he's like, oh yeah, like Levi, like we have babysitting dates or whatever. And then so immediately she's like, oh, he has a wife and kid. And it's like,
see, how can you be arch nemesis if you don't know anything about him?
And it's like, he's not wearing a wedding ring. Like,
for sure. Unlike you be your faux marriage.
Because let's talk about, so B,
I'm happy. This is crazy.
Was engaged to her fiance Tim.
He fucked her over.
He fucked her over a few times, like lots of times.
He's not a good fella.
And she took him back, and then he like fucked her best friend, which is like ouchies. And so they broke up. And so, but
she's holding on to that resentment.
Yeah, she wears her grandma's wedding ring. So Levi just assumes, because Levi was obviously in grad school with them. Like Levi assumes that they just got married, because he asks her at one point. He's like, "Oh, how's Tim?" And she's like, "Oh, I don't want him to know what happened." So she just says, "Oh yeah, he's good."
But she knew he worked with Tim as well.
Yeah,
so like,
they collaborate.
Why would they not have had perhaps cross paths in that sort of conversation anyway? Anyway, science nerds are dumb.
Yes.
In this instance. No, it's funny. So she's continually holding on to that like bitterness and resentment from Tim, which is fair enough. Like, you got hurt pretty badly. Your best friend betrayed you. Totally understandable. But then now she's holding on to that, being like, I don't really want a relationship at the moment, which is fair. Like, find yourself. You're entering the biggest contract of your fucking career working with NASA, so like you'd put everything on hold to achieve that. And so so they're working together, and I think Levi got a bit hurt about I don't really quite remember about the design, because it wasn't the design of the helmet initially, because it was his friend. It was his friend who I forget his name.
Something Sullivan. And
Old mate Sullivan, and he died in a rock climbing accident. Peter Sullivan, that's his name. Peter.
I was gonna say Peter, and I was like, it can't be. That's such a white bread name. I know a Peter Sullivan.
Really?
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah,
cool. So I think Levi got a little bit hurt because it was his friend, and I think it was part of his life work as well. And so when
they were working on the helmet together,
and Guy as well. I think Levi was just like the friend who knew what was going on, but him and Peter and Guy were working on it. Yeah. And then Peter died, rock climbing accident, rip.
Yeah, Levi was there.
And Levi was there. But then it's that moment where it's like, I'm now going to create the most indestructible helmet because my friend died from a head injury. Like, come on.
No, I don't think it was that. I think it was just he needed to complete his life's work.
Right,
It wasn't about the helmet.
Like an asshole. Sorry. Cool.
Nothing to do with the helmet.
Yeah, alright, cool. Anyway, but the Guy was initially a part of that project, and then like Levi got the lead role ahead of him, and then again this attributed to his craziness. So and then because it wasn't Levi's design, like he probably got a little bit butthurt about that criticism, but like it's constructive criticism. And like even when B was talking to like other engineers or whatever about it, they'll like ignore her until Levi's like, you're gonna do this, and they're like, okay. So is that sort of like sexist?
I did it like, what did you call it, sausage something?
I don't know. What?
Oh my god, it was like a sausage commentary or something, because it was about how like men will listen to men.
Yeah.
And then how she'd been in so many meetings or whatever that there'd be like one or two other women in the room.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure.
Also, lesbian power to Rocio and what's her face?
Kaylee, I think.
Kaylee, yeah. Shit, American name.
So judgmental.
I just,
Tell them what you thought of the name Peter Sullivan before.
It's a white bread name.
Such a white bread name.
It is. It's like John Smith.
I have qualms about the Kaylee Rocio.
Okay. Yeah, Rocky.
Initially, she was in a relationship.
She was.
And then...
Were they poly, though?
No. I don't think so. I don't know.
I feel like she was giving off those vibes.
I don't know.
But also she was
But like she was like, it was mentioned in a relationship, because B was talking to her about, how do you feel about being away from your boyfriend for like 3 months? Or it was like, I'm gonna be fine. Yeah. And then like this whole Kaylee thing happened, and I'm like, isn't she in a relationship? Yeah. And then later on it's like, we broke it off. But it's like, is that just the way to like avoid this sort of like cheating insinuation? Yeah. That was only my quarrel. Like good on her. Yeah. You know.
Also like, okay.
Sorry.
Go. No, you go.
I was just gonna say, this is also a bit of a weird kind of parallel between B and Levi, because Rocio was like, I hate Kaylee for no reason. You just met the girl because she was
attracted to it. She was hot.
Yeah, I know. And she's like, you know, perky and nice and all that type of stuff. And I get that, but it's trying to draw this similar parallel, and it's like, you don't know each other. Like, get to know each other before you declare yourself that you hate somebody. Yeah.
I know someone who is in a foreign country that is unreachable, essentially.
Okay. You can tell me later.
I'll tell you later. Anyway, okay. And it's like there's like hardly any internet. It's really hard to like get in contact back here.
Oh, is it that place where that person is?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, with the Nazis.
With the Nazis?
Don't you know this? It's in
yeah. I know where we are.
Yeah. Anyway, the person has been saying that there's already been like...
Oh, yeah, I know this.
Yeah, cheating scandals. So, I guess like distance does not make the heart grow fonder.
No, but like...
And it's like...
You're working for NASA.
Yeah, you are working for NASA. But it's like, I kind of get it in some instances. I don't know, if you're like, no one's ever going to find out I'm in this country, like, I'm just going to get my rocks off and then go back to my wife and kids. It's like, I'm not condoning it.
No,
but like, I can understand. Yeah.
Hey, the human brain and experience is a very fluid one, like, and the moralities are always shifting, but don't condone it, but it happens.
I can understand,
I get it. But just the whole, Rocio, hated her because she's attracted to her, just like how almost Levi shy around B because initially in the grad year or whatever, because he was attracted to her and he wanted to do many things to her. Yeah. Again, very weird for a 32-year-old to like admit and or say. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's hot.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, no, all power to Rikio and Kaylee. Like, love that rep though.
Yeah.
Did you know it was going to happen as soon as
as soon as she's like, I hate her, she wears glitter. I was like, you are going to suck her vagina.
And they do have sex in the office.
They have sex in the office. Like, that's a no, don't do that, guys.
No. And I think the guy is the one that leaked that as well.
Yeah.
And got her in trouble.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Fun.
An a-hole. Alright, moving on. B goes running in a cemetery because that's a totally normal thing to do. Because she's so quirky.
But she has hobbies because she's trying to like...
She's trying to do a couch. She's trying to do a couch to 5k.
Yeah, but I think initially she wanted to like try and run a marathon, but she's dwindling it down to 5k. So that's a lot of references about...
Yeah. And like, I've done a 5k. It's fucking rough.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Another asset to her personality. Like, she has other interests. She wants to run, which is great.
Good. She wants to run away. She wants to run away from all adult things. Yeah. Anyway, okay, so she's in the cemetery and she gets locked in because cemetery is shut at sundown.
I didn't know. I feel like we have...
They do. No, they
depends on gated cemeteries.
If there's gated,
sure.
yeah. I
like,
mean, you can get in because fences like this big, but...
Yeah. Hey, why do cemeteries have gates? Because everyone's dying to get in.
I was like, the ghost can just walk through the gates. Like, this is... Anyway.
Just ruined the joke.
Sorry. That's funny. Anyway, so she gets locked in the cemetery and then she has to call Levi because it's a whole thing. She's like, this is the only number that I know. And he comes and rescues her in his big honka-donk trunk. Which is like hot.
Truck.
I love a truck.
You said trunk, I think.
Oh, sorry. Honka-donk trunk. Sorry. Honka-donk trunk. Honka-donk
The frontal lobe is
truck.
twitching right now.
I think because it's going donk and trunk. Honka-donk truck. It was close. All right. Anyway. Which is hot. Love that. Yeah. Anyway. And then, I don't know. For some reason, she can't go back to her apartment.
I think Rikio at this point and Kaylee. Or perhaps.
Having sex.
Or she's... asleep or something and doesn't want to be disturbed. I don't know. There's some reason why she doesn't have a...
Yeah.
Doesn't have access.
She doesn't have her keys?
I don't know.
Oh, she left her keys back at the cemetery.
Oh, yeah, she dropped them.
That's right. Anyway. Yep. And she doesn't want to call Rocky because she doesn't want to be like, help. Anyway. Oh, no, she's calling Rocky. Rocky doesn't answer. Sure. Whole thing. Anyway. So Levi's like, that's okay, babe, but you can come back to my house. And then B is like, oh my God, he has a wife though. Isn't that going to be weird?
And a kid.
Yeah, and a kid. And they go back and there is no wife. And B is like, where's your wife? And he's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Crazy. Yeah. And then, like, from that moment on, they kind of play house for the next, like, for the remainder of, like, the book, essentially. Essentially.
No, he still thinks she's married at this point.
Oh, well, at some point, they just stay over all the time.
That's fine. I'm playing house.
All right.
Yeah. When did they have sex for the first time?
I don't know. I think at the conference. I feel like it's at the conference.
Okay, I'd like to talk about that.
Because, there is a conference, so... We're probably skipping. This is a weird episode.
We love conferences.
It's very a la Love Hypothesis.
It's because it's the same book.
It is the same book. So, of course, there is a science conference because there's been leakage and word. There's like scientific espionage happening.
Another company
called
is
MagTech.
making a helmet. That's the same because someone's been leaking their info, which is I wonder who that is.
Yeah.
See, but I thought.
No. They're not leaking the info. Levi knows somebody who's giving them details.
Right,
they're doing the espionaging.
Yeah, that's right. Sorry. Because B got fired because initially because something went wrong. Because this is after. Okay, this is after. Sorry. Anyway, and then he's like, "Oh, I know how to keep you here. There's this company. We need to go on espionage then."
Yes, and there's this conference.
And I thought he just made that up so that she could stay.
Right. No. So it's like a human brain imaging kind of conference expo or whatever. Yeah. So they also run into Tim and
Annie. She has a panic attack, and then Levi's like, "What is going on? That is your fiance." And then B tells him everything.
Yeah, that's fun. And then Tim, and upon that revelation, we learn that Tim manipulated Levi into leaving B alone. Blah blah blah.
Yep.
But the science conference, I thought it was going to be a bit more chunkier as part of the book. Yeah. Kind of like Love Hypothesis style. I think they have sex. I don't think they do, though, but I think they do.
I think they do. I want to talk about the emphasis on his large penile.
Okay, go ahead.
Because why? Why? And it's always about how, oh my God, I don't know.
Because Kylo Ren is shredded.
Kylo Ren has an 8-pack. And like I just don't get. And then the same with like like he could fit my entire boob in his mouth. It's like that's unreasonable. Like why?
This man is a giant.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, I don't know, dude.
And it's always like I can feel like my body is stretching around him, and it's like gross. Like stop.
But how else are you supposed to write?
Yeah.
Come on. You want to be people
just be like, wow, he's really big. Like I don't need to describe to me. I know what a big penis looks like.
Okay, fair enough. But yeah, so really the science conference aspect, it just kind of got blown over because they realized that they're a little bit ahead of this MagTech company, they're not far behind, but either way they overtake it. Because obviously this is a revolutionary piece of equipment, and you know people want to be the first to patent it and then sell it and then take all the credit, etc., etc. And then so there's a big exposition about Tim and B's relationship and like transpired and all that type of stuff. And then Levi kind of reveals his issues and all that type of stuff as well. We later learn that Levi's friend died in a rock climbing accident. And that's why he's so passionate. I wrote, that's why he's passionate about helmets. And then after this point, they're kind of moving in and playing house for a little while. Also, throughout, I don't know, her work, B is running into this non-cat situation.
Oh, yeah.
There's a situation where the cat leaps up on something and, like, stuff fall on B and, like, Levi saves her. Those sort of little cute little savior tropes, moments or whatever, and then she's like, oh, there was a cat, and everyone's like, there's no fucking cat, you're crazy, blah blah blah. I think she named it Felicity as well. I mean, eventually they adopt it because it's actually real.
Yeah, because he has a cat as well where he has to express its anal glands. Yeah. Which is hilarious to me.
It's always brought up though.
I know.
Oh, what's his name?
She's like Schrödinger, because it's Schrödinger's cat.
Yeah.
It's like the cat in the box.
Yeah, the cat that has issues and needs a good massage.
Yeah. It needs to express its anal glands, which is so good.
It needs to help.
And she's like obsessed with the expressing of the anal glands. It's so funny.
As like a term or like the actual process?
I think just the whole process. She brings it up all the time.
That's weird. I understand you want to bring up quirky banter. Yeah. It's like there's more you can do other ways. And like there were instances where they were trying to be comedic moments, especially with all the puns with the cat. I'm like, nah, I've heard too many cat puns before. I remember maybe even throughout high school where all of us were just obsessed with puns, and you'd find a pun in everything.
And the mustaches. Yeah. A mustachio question.
So Levi and B kind of move in, they kind of settle into like a little cute little routine together, but they're like not committed to like a relationship. Is it like one of those pretending situations? Let's pretend.
Yeah, I think they're like friends with benefits, but like not really defining the relationship sort of like thing. Yeah,
I suppose they don't want to get anything in the way of what they're working on for the moment. Yeah. They're just going to wait out the remaining months or weeks or whatever they have on this project.
Well, and she's scared.
Of course she is.
To commit. And then he like brings it up with her. He's like, yeah, you're just scared. Like you don't want to do long distance because you're scared or whatever and blah, blah, blah.
Oh, yeah, because there was a lot of talk about long distance. And I think she said something about them, how they don't work or whatever, which is very reminiscent of another book, I think, that had an issue with long distance. I forget what it's called. But yeah, and so obviously Levi got a little bit hurt about it.
What was it? Oh my god, it was This Light.
What light?
This light.
Yeah. Because they're leaving. Yeah. Inevitably going to leave and go off on their own paths. Yeah. And then it's like, well, long distance never works, but then what's this we're having right now? Yeah. In the moment. Yep. Oh, I'm glad we got that out of the way. And also Levi... Sorry?
I just cracked my shoulder.
Okay. I thought you were going to say something. Did it hurt?
I said ow.
Oh. I thought you were like, to talk.
No.
Levi reveals his parents are coming into town, and he does this whole exposition about how his parents have expectations of him being in the military and not a scientist. But like being a scientist and working for NASA is fucking impressive. Yeah. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Because he's an engineer, not a military man.
Yep. And they're like, oh, you can do the Air Force thing, you can do the Navy thing, you can do anything that's of like a military career. And they're like, no. And so B kind of stands up for him in that moment because he takes her to dinner. Again, they're not like exclusive girlfriend boyfriend, but like they have something, and it's like he needs that
she's
support.
Like, I want to meet your family.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because he told her about them being assholes, and she's like, yeah, let me go. Yeah. Kind of like you riling up the dog and then letting it free, and So yeah, she stands up to his parents for him, which is nice. And then I did see a comment or a post or something about Levi is in therapy. Like, he's made it known that he's in therapy for like communication and like standing up to his parents, because again, being that, I guess, military family lifestyle, like really disciplined, they have high expectations, you should follow whatever they say type of thing. And like anytime he's with them, he kind of reverts back to that state of like he can't stand up for himself or speak his mind, whatever. And so B kind of supports him in that way that she's able to vocally support him and stand up for him. But you're 32. I think that's his age.
I think he does.
You've been in therapy for a while. He eventually does. He says something.
He
but
says
like,
to them, he's like, I don't want to do that. Like, I work for NASA. Like, blah blah blah.
Yeah, and they're
like, we hate you.
Yeah, they just disregard him.
Yeah,
but I feel like he's been in therapy for a long time, and he's just, or maybe it could just be a reflection of like, no matter how long you're in therapy and you try very hard to work on whatever you need to work on, like sometimes you just revert back to like a kind of teenage state. But like, yeah, the comment was kind of like shitting on him, being like, well, you're 32, like how can you not communicate to your parents or
cut
people?
them off, like at this point. Like,
I think he's tried though, and he just can't. But yeah, like, but that whole situation of like, he's an engineer working for NASA on this contract. You'd be considered the black sheep of the family because you didn't want to go in the military. Like, that sounds so absurd though. Bit extreme. And then around this time is when we learn what would Marie Curie do get cancelled because of this general admissions movement happening, and like Rikio and Kaylee are amongst it because they're all hyped up. I think they kind of officially start the movement because Rikio, I think, follows the Twitter and stuff, which is fun. And then while all this is happening, there are instances where B and schmacademics are communicating and they're talking about each other's kind of like love life. It's like, because he's telling her about this girl that he's been in love with forever, and like he wants to do all these things like sexually to her, and like, but she can't because she's married, blah blah blah, very complicated situation. And then I think, is he talking to her about, or she's telling him about like archenemies stuff, or like just like working with someone she doesn't like, blah blah blah. So that whole semi interpersonal relationship is being developed as well. I think there is an instance where she finds out, I forget how she finds out he's schmacademics.
She figures it out because he says something.
And it clicked. I don't know what.
And it clicks.
Anyway, so yeah.
But they also have a big fight because she's like, I don't want to do long distance because it's scary.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because she made
like,
that comment.
You are a baby.
Yeah.
And then he like gives her a box, and she's like, what's this? And he's like, just something else to be scared of. And it's like security footage of the cat. He's like, the cat's real. Like,
oh yeah.
Anyway, and she's going through it, and she sees something.
I think she sees her Twitter feed open. But before all this, before she like opens the box and stuff, like, I was just gonna say she's getting stressed out because what would Marie Curie do is like getting cancelled because we love cancel culture these days. Not. And so she's stressing out because she's worried people are going to dox her. She got this letter or something as well about having to pull the countdown. And so now they realize they're ahead of this MagTech helmet prototype thing. And so now they're having like a proper test. And so Guy volunteers to wear it. He's very enthusiastic about it, which in itself is sus. And so they're doing the tests, they're doing the brain mapping and all that stuff. It's fantastic. Everything's working well until it isn't, of course. There are like numbers that are propping up that, didn't work in like the practice runs and all that type of stuff.
And Guy's like having a seizure.
Yep. And then that causes that whole little experiment to be shut down for the moment. B is obviously blamed because it was her aspect of the project is what was compromised. And so she's inevitably like let go and fired, and so she's pretty upset about that, but she's like kind of really understanding about that. It's like, yes, I fucked up, like let me take this responsibility. And she really doesn't want the project to be completely shut down because she wants Levi to achieve his friend's long life work. Blah blah blah. They have that sort of existential conversations. And then B is and then that's when she kind of opens the box and stuff and security footage, and then she realizes like her Twitter or something is open on one of the on a lab computer. And so she goes and susses it out, and I think the cat's there as well the day she visits. She's kind of cleaning up her stuff as well.
It's at night.
Yeah, because of course it is. And then, so yeah, she's sussing through, and she's realising... Oh, no, they realise also throughout the book that why their, like, communications are being fucked up, like, because of server issues and stuff, and, like, who's in charge of the servers and all that type of stuff as well. So she has all that in mind. And all this, like, IT stuff, which I don't really understand, which I'm sure is actually true and stuff. And then obviously Guy is there. He kind of reveals himself. He's like, oh, we're shutting up for the night, want to leave? And then she gets a bit suspicious about it and everything. And then this is where he has his whole exposition about how he was friends with Peter Sullivan, and it was going to be the Sullivan-Kowalski prototype or whatever, and he's a bit butthurt that Levi got the call ahead. And because he had heard along the grapevine that Levi and B allegedly hated each other, he wanted to use that hatred kind of against B to kind of sabotage her career and her role in this project, so he could then step up and take that sort of credit when it inevitably becomes realised. Yes. And obviously B is like, what the fuck? And then have a bit of a tussle, I think, because he has a gun as well.
Yeah, I have one more qualm.
Oh, yep. The emirate with the gun.
The gun.
Why? For why?
Because a gun. Like, why?
They're in Texas, I think. It's in Houston. NASA.
I thought they're in Washington. Oh, no, they are in
Houston.
NASA. They're in Texas. That makes a lot of sense. It's so, and like, I turn into my mother at this point.
It's so American.
Like, it's so American, and my mum always says, like, all these movies, she's like, it's so violent, like, it's so American. It's like, no, like, that's entertainment. But it's like, the guns are so American. It's like, could he not have just been a creep, like Tom in Love Hypothesis? Like,
yeah.
And he could have just been a creep, and he could have, like, overpowered her with his fists and stuff.
Sure.
Whatever. Like, it didn't have to be a gun. It's just like House of Night all over again.
Yeah.
Like,
you have all the magic and you choose a fucking gun.
Yeah, you have all this power over her. You're a tall man, like, blah, blah, blah. You've already sabotaged a lot of things for her, and you're like, I have a gun. And it's like, realistically, are you going to shoot her? Like,
No. I think, I mean, he was batshit crazy, bro. So, like, of course, he's probably going to have that element of, like, getting her completely out of the way.
Yeah.
And then, like, the cat kind of leaps up, and, of course, like, this, nonsensical, mysterious cat has, like, such alert for whatever the situation is.
Yeah.
And, jumps on him, and they have a tussle, and then, like, Levi ends up coming in and having a tussle, and then, I don't know if the gun goes off or if someone actually got shot. I don't think anyone got shot.
I think it went off, but no one got shot.
But yeah, anyway, yeah, and then it was like a fade to black from B fainting, because there's a motif of her just fainting at various stages throughout the book.
Oh yeah, she has like blood pressure issues.
Yeah. And then wakes up in the hospital, and like old mate Boris is like the head of this thing, and he's like, we're so sorry, and NASA, like, you could totally have a lawsuit against us, blah blah blah, but we're sorry. And it's all kind of resolved. Again, the revelation, like, Guy, he's divorced, and like he has trouble seeing his kids and all that type of stuff, and like and the whole Peter Sullivan dying and him being kind of feeling like he's being bootlegged off this project despite him being like the main astronaut. No, he lied about being an astronaut, and that was another thing, I think, that B sort of figured it out. Yeah,
or like he didn't pass the psych or something.
Yeah, something like that, yeah. Which made us suspicious of him. But yeah, anyway, it all works out. He's gone to jail. I don't think anyone died. Again, I was skipping this part because like it was such a little bit of an intense kind of moment.
Yeah. And like Levi and stuff, like her kind of reunite.
Yeah.
And then they get married.
Yeah, there's a little epilogue, which is cute.
Yeah.
They get married.
Never actually say, because I think it he's like, oh yeah, B-I, and then it fades to black because he's obviously going to say like, I love you.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then they get married, and then they never actually say I love you in this book.
Oh, yeah. Which is a bit different for a little
they
romance.
Must wolf each other.
Yeah. Shut up.
I meow you.
I mean, yeah, they do end up adopting that Felicity cat or whatever.
Yeah.
And she does eventually run that 5K despite being miserable about it. So, like, all the little loose ends.
They, like, make a 5K? Like, they make a charity run?
I'm not sure. I was skimming.
Yeah,
I don't
make it a charity run.
Okay, cool. But yeah, anyway, she runs her 5K.
Yeah.
So, like, ticking all the little loose end boxes.
Probably in her galaxy leggings.
Probably. Jesus. Also, quick qualm. Their favourite movie is Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, I was going to bring this up, but I forgot about it.
Like, we have to have the Star Wars reference. Yeah. It has to be the thing. Like, I know it's a bit, people get a bit sick of it, kind of.
No, but I think it's funny.
I love if it's
homage to your roots.
Yeah. Homage to your Star Wars fan fiction. Yeah. Every book has to mention Star Wars.
Well, that's why I'm going to read that one. I'm going to Big W tonight. I'm very excited. I'm going to get the other two. I'm going to smash them out.
And let me know if there's any Star Wars references. Yeah. You'd have to make that your niche, though. You have to.
It's so funny.
Yeah. Despite you hating this book.
I think the reference is funny.
Yeah. And then that's it.
If you're looking for a nice little weekender,
sure,
you're going on a plane, you're having a little fun trip
just
somewhere.
Just gonna smash it out.
Yeah, you want a little something, read
It's got a bit of everything, bit of action, bit of science nerd, a bit of
If you've already read Love Hypothesis, and then you read this one, don't recommend. I have to read the other ones. I'm going to figure out an optimal order to read them.
Oh no. we people dictate to us like what order things to read, and we are going to change the narrative.
I was like, this is a copy and paste.
Yeah. Ultimately,
editors.
How do these people write like they're running out of time? again, as I've said before, like they probably just get the structure of like just narrative structure and then just smash it out.
And as standalones, like they're easy reads. And it's like I'm sure not like your average person isn't picking up all 4 at once and reading all 4 at once. Like they're probably spacing them out.
Very much spread out. Yeah, amongst like probably series and stuff. But if I read The Whole Love Hypothesis and I read this back to back, I'd be like, what's going on? Like there's no, it almost comes across as no originality. Yeah. Although, I do enjoy that they're highlighting different aspects of STEM careers and stuff like that. Fun. Yeah. A bit of a long-winded episode. So I'm going to have fun editing.
Yes.
Sorry. Sorry for the tangents, but they happen. We get very passionate. I'm sure, I don't know if some may stay or leave. I don't know. I'll have to discuss with Kenzie when I edit.
That's okay. Just message.
But yeah. Thanks for listening. Again, we're breaking up our From Blood and Ash series. So if you are following that, thank you for listening to this as well, I guess. And keep an ear out for the rest of that series. Any other like early Hazelwood books we're going to read? I suppose, you're going to Big W tonight.
Yeah, I'm going to Big W.
So like you'll let me know.
Yeah.
And then we can add it to our list, to our little repertoire roster. Mm-hmm. Which is fun. Oh, is Under One Roof one? I've just... And then Stay With You? Stuck With You?
Yep.
Oh, one guy looks blonde, so like not entirely copy-paste.
That'll be nice.
But yeah, hopefully we read more Ellie Hazelwood in the future, and hopefully it's probably a bit more different despite...
We'll see.
It's because a lot of issues in terms of like female characters and like women in STEM is like get the like sabotaging and like the sexist, misogynist, like, oh, I'm not going to listen to you despite you being my superior, but I'll listen to your co-leader who's a male. Like, is that all you have to work with all your STEM niche books or narrative plots? I don't know.
But I think that's in every kind of career as well. Like,
I suppose,
like men will listen to men. Like I
know that, but in terms of like book content, is that going to be the main plot point for every book? Because that's all there kind of really is for now. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, thanks for listening. If you've made it this far, we appreciate it.
Yeah, as always, link in the bio. Instagram is the easiest.
Instagram bio.
Find us, letterbox_book_club, and then we have a link tree in our bio.
So you can go to Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, No One Cares, and then Spotify and YouTube, etc., etc. Mm-hmm. Fun. Mm-hmm. Alright, thanks for listening. Keep an ear out next week where we will be ripping into War of Two Queens.
Yes.
By Jennifer L. Armentrout.
Yes. Which Trout Lady scared.
Trout Lady scared.
Have you seen Trout Lady on TikTok?
No.
Okay, I'll tell you after this. Anyway, goodbye everyone.
Alright, goodbye. Thank you. Bye.